She went from black queen to trap queen, and it only took 40 years. She used to yell for unity with one fist in the air and the other on her chest, and now she rides around behind windows heavily tinted by the shadows of her self-respect. Her voice once echoed through parks and stoops where summer memories were born. The realities of her struggling communities took the sound waves by storm, but now her words are used to keep youthful minds docile. Every element of her existence went from hobby to an idolized lifestyle. And now all we want to do is eat, sleep, breathe, and bleed her. And like a natural resource needed to sustain life, we must free her. Devirginized since the 80s, her purity has been compromised, colonized, and sodomized, sending the wrong message between the lines of her thighs and the lies in her eyes. So in the horizon, she spoon-feeds us false images of beauty and success. A superficial sensory overload that leaves bitter breaths on our chests and oppressive words on our tongues. So I hang by the skin of my teeth, waiting for her to see that she was divine from the moment she was conceived. A rose from concrete that grew despite the pressure on her seeds. My heart goes out to the empress formerly known as hip-hop. She might not care for us no more, but I still love her. I can say that hip-hop saved my life. Hip-hop is one of the biggest reasons why I started writing poetry. It was my biggest influence. I was fascinated by wordplay and the ability to take words and paint a picture, and the picture could look like however you wanted, you know, based on like how you put the combination of the words that you put together and how you deliver them. And I was just fascinated by that because there's so many artists in the early 90s where like wordplay was so big, you know, like Biggie and Nas and Tupac, obviously, you know, the legends, right? And, you know, that played a big part in me wanting to write. I felt like, I didn't feel like I could be a rapper. Like that's not what I wanted, but I did want to do something with words. And, you know, it led me to writing poetry, and I could say that poetry has saved my life. You know, it's helped me get through some of my most difficult times. I've been able to grow as a person through poetry. So, and hip hop played a big part of that. And I will forever be grateful for hip hop because it's, you know, although it's different now, I still have an appreciation for it. There's still value in hip hop for me. This is an ode to the barbershop. One of the most important places in our communities. It's where old heads take you to church as they share wisdom from spinning altars and preach sports stats like sermons. Hairlines get blessed and taped up while videos of queens that are caked up play on flat screens. And now he's looking like a king with that fade cut. See, the barber contributes to the radiance of our king's crowns. The way their heads are held higher and their shoulders span out a little further, because there's nothing sexier than a man with that fresh cut confidence cutting through compunction with common sense. It's like paying water for chocolate, and the sweetness of his newfound self-love is enough to look at him and say, he get on my nerves, but God, he looks so good doing it. The barbershop is not only a place of holy transformation, it's also a place where intellectual conversations sprout from the observations of different generations, and roast session jokes convert into real life lessons like being at the school of hard knocks with your brethren. The barbershop is a mental health clinic, handing out prescription for low self-esteem, depression, and chronic relationship pain. Recommended dosage, 3 perspectives, every 2 hours, taken with a bro you bugging on the side. See, at the barbershop, the only medicine is the raw truth. There's no crushing it into your OJ. Just tell it like it is, no matter what your soul plays. So whether you are some king shit or you ain't shit, there's always a seat for you at the barbershop. Well, one of the biggest moments for me was taking my son to get his first haircut. I always wanted a son, so I was very excited to like share moments like that. He had long hair for a very long time, and then he finally decided that he wanted to cut it. And I didn't really want him to cut it, but I was also excited to experience like his first haircut with him. And I'll never forget it. He hated it, but I actually love now seeing him when he comes home with a fresh cut, because he has like this little pep in his step, like he's feeling himself, you know, because he knows he looks good, like he's all taped up, and you know, so I'll never forget sharing that moment with him. And I love seeing him when he comes home after a haircut, like seeing like that confidence in him where he feels like he looks good.